Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another stream from me, Avomance. I've had a week off. Can you believe it? Literally 5 seconds before you lot came in, the command turned up. I'm going to deal with him in a minute. Testing. Sound check. Can everybody hear me? I'm going to wait for just a moment. Star Trek Day. Is it Star Trek Day today? How did I not know that? I sound quiet. Apparently some loud and clear and loud, some quiet. You tell me, what do you think? I could be a little louder. It's a bit quiet. Right, hang on a minute. I need to sort this out because this is not going to work for me. Hold on 1 second. I need to sort out the loud. Everybody hold on. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute because for whatever reason I appear to not be loud enough. So I'm just going to walk my way. I don't get that. I've done nothing. Not changed a single thing. Not changed a single doodad since the last one. And last one, it was all right. Hang on. I wonder if it's the wrong mic. Should we see whether or not I got the right microphone on? That would be probably appropriate. It would help if I'm really good at, if I knew what I was doing, obviously. No, I don't want to do speech recognition. That wouldn't do at all. Oh, is that any better? It's the command taking over. Right, okay, good. Hopefully that will sort us out. I am back. Right, first things first, I need to have a little word with this dude over here. So, hang on, F1 and 1. Right, have you got anything worth trading? Oh no, sorry, too late. You are unrequired in this establishment. Where's your mate? Right, come on, mate. Here we go. Right, I know that seemed a bit vicious, and normally I'm a very gentle soul, but, well, today, maybe less so. Let's just pop those up in there. Right, okay, today, thank you everybody for rocking up. It's really good. It's been, what, about a week, I think, since we did the last stream. This is a bit of a two-parter, what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to do one. We're going to walk from, this is episode 1 of Walkabout World. I don't know if anybody's actually watched any of the Walkabout World episodes. This is episode 1. We're going to wander round to episode 14. We're not going to take loads of time on it, but we are going to look around. And then we're going to do episode 15 together. How about that? Does that sound like something we could get involved with? Hopefully that will be all right. So if you've got any questions in chat about, I don't know, the methods we use for building any of these things, because they're all already built, so it's a bit of a tour, then, you know, just holler out in chat and hopefully we'll sort it out. And I don't know if Seahorse is in, but if Seahorse comes in and lets me know when we get to the build bit, I know I owe you a build. I know, I'll try and sort it out, all right? So, hello, Pixie Blue Fluff. Hello, Spare Dragon. Hello, Drayden. Hello, Gerard Waddle. Hello, Chicky D. Hello, Miss Seeley. Hello, hang on, who else have I not said hello to? Hello, Mike. Hello, Spare Dragon. Hello, Zeon War. Hello, Willie. Hello, Geog Dog. Hello, Redstone Fart. Ha. Hello, Venus Star. Thank you very much for the follow, Outdestructive. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. And hello to the wonderful mods that are Dead Machine and Elandros. And hello, Cheerful Plays. Good to see you, Cara. Really appreciate you rocking up. Thank you very much indeed. Ben, Good to see you too. Right, I'm not going to say hello to anybody else. Udmin, nice to see you as well. S and some numbers. Good to see you. Elia, good to see you. Right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Otherwise, I'm all going to get to a tiz. Let's turn myself around. Right, so as I said, what we're going to do first is we're going to wander round and see if we can't get ourselves just a little thought on each of these Walkabout worlds. They started relatively small and then got bigger. Thank you for those bits, Geog Dog, and thank you for those bits, Roman Warrior 111. Very, very grateful for that. Thank you very much. It's already got a bits war moving. Absolutely amazing. Really appreciate you being here, everybody. Thank you. Right, this was back in February 2020. Can you believe that? Thank you for the host there, people. I really, really appreciate it. Inside. Now, you know I'm not big on insides. Inside, I didn't do a lot. So we won't talk about that particularly. But, you know, that's all right. It's a little bit of stuff, isn't it? Right, and get down the hole. There we go. Thank you very much. But what I did want to, you know, just talk about is how outsides are most important. So we did just a little bit of a turnaround here with some various bits and pieces. Bear in mind, we did this in blocks that were available. I think at the time it was 115. But all in all, looked all right. I was quite happy with that. And then I decided, why don't we do this as a bit of a series? So I thought, I need to create it so it's walking about. So I got to walk to episode 2, which was down this road. People complained about the road, so I changed it in later episodes. But remember, this is entirely available for download, people. And, you know, the links are in the descriptions of the videos if you wanted to come along and have a look. Because they're entirely downloaded and you can walk around the world. And each subsequent one has, you know, the next build planted into it. So it's a let's build. Riven, you remember this one? So look, episode 1, I even give you directions. It's not hard because the road's only going one direction. Episode 1 in that direction. Episode 2 was this, I thought, fairly cool base actually. It's pretty basic, but it had a little bit of a pond on the side with a waterfall, some, you know, bits and pieces that you could grow. We had an odd shaped top, and I thought it was all right actually altogether. Who remembers this one? Anybody remember this one? It's quite good, I thought, this one. And it's all about the boosh. All about the boosh on this one. So inside you can see it was relatively well stocked. Everything you needed in a bit of a base. And I quite like doing this one. Enchantment table set up, everything you needed. That was all right. And then I thought, where do we go from here? It really does seem so long ago. Look, it's February, Miss Seeley. February. I'm doing all right, Amanita. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. February that was. Amazing, right? So that way, I just came along here and I thought, right, which way are we going to go now? And I thought, let's go this way for episode 3. So this nice, long, winding road took us out to episode 3. You do like that one, Spare Dragon. I'm glad. It's a nice one. Thank you for the follow, Julia May. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the Nut House. This one was the church. Who remembers the church? I quite enjoyed that. Quite enjoyed this church. I'd not really built a church before and didn't quite know where I was going. The bell was a monster bell. I didn't just want to do a little tiddly bell. But what I quite liked about the church was the way we kind of differentiated it inside. This was also February. We went a little bit Walkabout World mad. We did one a week for 3 or 4 weeks. And it went quite well, I think. We had some... I'm not sure about that. I've got to be honest. I'm not sure about that, fella. We've gone a bit beyond that now. But inside the church, I thought is actually a little bit surprisingly, I preferred the inside to the outside, and that doesn't happen very often. Doesn't happen very often at all. Will I visit Quarrycraft, Edamine? Yes, I will visit Quarrycraft without question. It'll be something I'll definitely do, and I'll do it quite regularly, I think, because Quarrycraft is quite an important part of the Otherverse, so it's really important that we get lots of visits. So this one went quite well. I like the stained glass windows, and the fact that we've got the wither in a picture in the church kind of disturbs me a little bit. But we had a steaming kind of like on fire. That's obviously not the font. Otherwise, can you imagine trying to sort out a baby in that? That's not what anybody wants in their life, right? You imagine, yeah. Baptising a baby in that would not be good. Maybe that's why the wither's here. Maybe it's that kind of church. I don't know. we've got the font over here, and we've got a couple of enchanting tables because they got books on, and I quite like the idea of that. So going out the front as well. Thank you very much for the follow there, Sasha. Really, really good to see you. Who are you and what have I done with Avo? Liking the inside more than the outside. I know, Elle, I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say about it. I felt quite nauseous and queasy when I said it, but in reality, it's true because the outside came out better than the inside. I missed a trick. Mal mentioned it back in February, and I remember when Mal mentioned it, I should have put like a mob head, a skeleton head in there, but I didn't. But we had a little bit of a graveyard there, which I think that came out quite nicely. And then in this direction, off to episode 4, and I hadn't yet decided to take out the kind of ups and downs and buttons on the road that make you go up and down that irritated people. So let's come along this road. We put a little bit of a wood on the side of this one. This one's got a swing on a, I think probably fairly average custom tree on that one, but never mind, it's not too bad. And then we just did a little house. I thought, let's do a little house with a really blooming big chimney, and it's got a bit of a flowing pond come waterfall on this one. Who remembers this one? Episode 4, also in February. 1 a week I did for 4 weeks. I got all about the walkabout, that was me, and just having a drink. Everybody hold on. That's better. So inside this one, you'll be glad to see, fairly average interior. It's back to normal, people. Interiors, but what I did do is I did quite a nice two-sided fireplace here, so you can come at it from both sides. Need a little bit of variegation on the walls, really, didn't it? But you know, we'll try not to be too upset with that. Close those up because that is very cobblestoney. Needed far more variegation on that. It looks like a satanic church. What that does? Do you think? Satanic church, Michelle? Maybe, maybe. Right, and then when we wandered around it, hang on, there it is. Episode 5 was in this direction. So we're a third of the way there already, people. We've only been going for 15 minutes. This is all right. We're just about on schedule. Looks like your house with pictures of skulls. All right, then. That's hilarious. That's funny. And then the next one, I actually really like this one. This is probably the simplest build on the entirety of the Walkabout world. Episode 5, and we managed to get this out in March, but this was the stable, and this was so simple, the stable. I'll come round through one of these gates. There we go. We just did a bit of a square with some compounds. I just read Alandros's comment, and I said that was dead sperm spa. I thought that said. That won't do at all. Moving on. But what is it about horses wanting to walk on anything that's high and isn't on the ground? Don't get it. Don't get it. But a little bit of a storage area in here. This is without question the simplest of all the builds, but actually really quite effective. I'm going to go a bit of a circuit around it, I think, because this is where I started to do little things outside the builds as well to try and get a little bit more landscaping in. So we had a bit of a field, and then when we go around the back of this, we've variegated it up just a little bit with a leaning roof there, which I think looks quite nice. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. That's really good of you. Literal baptism of fire. Seahorse is in. Seahorse, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you saw, but when we get building, I know I owe you a build. I do know. Thank you for the sub there, Anna Bomb Banana. Thank you very much indeed. I'm really, really grateful. And Jans Drew, thank you very much for that follow. This is a slightly better custom tree. Slightly better. Right, then we've got episode 6 in this direction. So we're just going to have a bit of a wander out to episode 6. And this, I think, probably one of my favourites. Probably one of my favourites. This was the Hobbit Hole. And if you remember, kind of back in March, April, Hobbit Holes were like all the rage. Properly all the rage. My mate Arcalus showed me a way of getting quite nicely shaped ponds and rivers using TNT. And TNT was what I used to make these outer areas. Because what I wanted there to be a bit of a waterfall cascade coming down the side of the hill that ran right across the front of it. And you needed to go across a bridge to actually get into the Hobbit Hole. This was my favourite. Thank you, Cheerful Place. This is definitely, I think, top 3 for me, this one. Really, really like it a very, very lot. lots and lots of detailing around the outside of this Hobbit Hole. And I think as Hobbit Holes go, it's probably one of the better ones out there, even if I do say so myself. It's really, really nice. March again. March. Can you believe it? March. Nick Gamer Pro, thank you so much for the follow. That's absolutely awesome. I'm really grateful. Inside, I actually made some effort with the inside of this one. So we got some sunken lights into the walls. Fair amount of picturage. A nice, well, obviously Minecraft round. Nice round Minecraft round window. I put a little bit of an inset into the floor of this because I thought that looks quite nice. And why don't we have a crack at that with a really small fireplace that does go out to the roof, and that smoke does right out. Then we've got Infamad Infanoob. Thank you so much for that sub. I'm really, really grateful. Riven Gaming, saw you there. Just saw you. More sub hype. So we've got more of this indented lighting, which I really like the effect of. And it's actually quite easy to do that when you're in a bit of a hill in a cave, because this is effectively underground. And it looks right. I could have variegated that roof a little bit. Kind of looking around at how we could have done things better. Could have variegated the roof. Could have maybe put some stuff in those item frames. I don't know why I didn't. And then inside here, we had the enchanting area. And the reason I've not done anything with that ceiling is because that's actually the top. So I didn't do it. And then we've got the back window out here. But I think that one came out all right. I'm really pleased with this one. Definitely a decent upgrade to a hole in the hill. This, I like it very much. We'll have a bit of a skizz around the outside of this one, I think, too, because it's worth a lot. There's lots and lots of bone mealing and stuff went on to get this one out. And the back looks quite nice because you can walk up and peer in the back window and scare whatever hobbits living in it. All in all, fairly decent, and a slightly better improved custom tree on that one as well. But when you come around the back, and you do have to come around the back of this one, this is where you go for the next build. Well, kind of ish. Sort of around this side. I came around the wrong side here, didn't I? Episode 7, this direction. Now, if I remember rightly, this is the one that I duplicated within the Legacy SMP series. Yes, it is. So this is the Tavern along here, and I thought I'd just do a bit of a wagon. Not sure about the wagon, gonna be honest, but I did a bit of a wagon on the outside of it, and that would have delivered stuff, probably barrels and things like that. It's the Owl Tavern. Yeah, if you remember, hang on, I'm going to turn around and talk to you. Turn around and talk to the people, man, it's rude. This was the one where it had a very owl look about it. It was semi-deliberate. I wanted to make it look a little bit owly, but I didn't actually think I was going to make it as owly as it was, which is quite nice. More drinks, hydrate. Right, coming out the back. So yeah, all in all, I think this one looks quite nice. I'm really pleased. Outside of this, we've got a really nice terrain, a half decent custom tree there. I still need to learn off of Arcalis how to do custom trees better, because his is so much better than mine. But what I quite like is the double pitch roof of this with a little bit of extra detailing on it. This is when I really first thought about using white terracotta, which, everybody, I'm sorry, I don't care what level of colour blindness you've got, that is not white. It's just not white. Look, that white wall behind me, that's white. That's actual white, right? This not white. This is pink. This is definitely pink. It's off pink. Yes, Dad, I agree. Hey, Carly, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. But I quite like the big chimney on this one. I think all in all, it came out quite well. We carried on all the way around the back, and then we put a bit of a pond to the side of it for reasons that I can't remember, but I thought it would be quite nice. And then the entry is actually up one. White concrete is actually slightly blue if you set it off. Of course, I think you're right, actually, Dad. So this is the inside, so you can see it is definitely a tavern. Open up there. That's where the bar is. And then if you go into the corner around here, you can go downstairs, and then we've got kind of the storage area where he keeps all his barrels and everything like that. And then you can come out onto the outside. When was this one? Was it March or was it April? This one was March as well. So yeah, pretty decent. Hey Benji, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. And Crescent Panda, good to see you. Good to see you. Right, so that was episode 7. And then episode 8, I think, was out in this direction. Episode 8. So let's have a bit of a trot over this way. Basil McFluffy Pants, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. Nick Game Pro, good to see you. Thank you for joining. I think the next one, yes. This is where it started to, I thought, let's get it a little bit more technical. You'll notice the road has changed up a little bit. I've lost the buttons, although I refused at this point to get rid of the trapdoors because, well, it's mine. It's mine, and I decided I would, bluntly. Not as purple as obsidian, I agree there. Right, so this was my first ever attempt at a windmill that had sails at an angle, and only ever done up and down, left and right before. So this was my first sails at an angle build for a windmill, and I was really quite pleased with it. I kind of used some inspiration from Gemini Tay, friend off of Legacy, and kind of put my own spin on it with some greys and the way I've used the various fence posts, and I think it worked out all right. I'm not sure about the tail at the back though. Not sure about that. It's not quite right, but for a first attempt, I think it came out okay. We freestyled it completely. Does everybody remember watching this one? Hang on, I'm going to turn around and talk to you again. Does anybody remember watching this one? Freestyling this was, well, it caused me some semi-aneurysms. So yeah, I think I might practice if I ever do it again. But this one was literally off of it. Right, why am I keep pressing E? That's ridiculous. And then inside, because I did go inside. Geodog, thank you, my friend. Thank you very much for those gift subs. That's absolutely amazing. I'm hugely, hugely grateful. Thank you. Inside of here, we've got obviously the grindstone, which I've done using, that is a top slab and a bottom slab of smooth stone, obviously, and that works quite nicely for a grindstone that gets differentiated. And then we've got a level here where they're living, and here upstairs we've got the bit where the grindstone gets joined to the sails. I couldn't think of the word sails then. Why could I not think of the word sails? That's absolutely ridiculous. Right, so, and then, yeah, and I kind of differentiated this one out with lots of variegation as well, which I was really quite pleased about. So thank you. Psycho Penguin, good to see you. But I think that's quite a nice way of doing two grindstones using two smooth slabs. It works very, very well. Thank you for the follow, Little Pink Gamer. Really, very grateful. Geodog, you're a star. Thank you so much. That's really, really good of you. Right. So episode 8 was April, believe it or not. April that was. Goodness me. And then episode 9, we got a little bit fancy with episode 9. This one was probably the one that's taken me the longest, with the possible exception of, no, certainly top 3 longest ones. Top 3 longest, this fella that we're coming up now. And this was the Harbour. Oh my goodness. The number of blocks I placed for this harbour. Right, so I'm going to turn around and quick. I don't know the actual number of blocks on this harbour, but it was a lot. It was a big one. I think this is the biggest in terms of physical size that we did. It's a proper biggie, and I think it's probably one of the longest as well in terms of the videos because of the sheer size of it. But if I turn myself around, there we've got identical buildings at each. Well, I say identical, they're very, very similar. They're ever so slightly different because I couldn't quite remember how to build them the same, but they're very similar. And we've got obviously storage at that end, going past a bit of a harbour master's house, which I'm sorry people, I cheated. I never put anything in it. It is just an outer shell. Disgusting. We've got our crane there. I've built better cranes. I'm going to be honest. Looking at that now, I've built better cranes. The water took forever, Miss Seeley. Proper ever. We've got a little wagon storage area there. We've got the stable right there. Look, again, horses, they've got to stand on stuff. I don't know what it is with the mentality of these GGs, but they have to stand on stuff. Referencing my mate Helium. We've got another house in there. I'm not going to go inside because I'll be ashamed. We've got all kinds of stuff kind of just sitting around on the harbour, waiting to be put somewhere. And if I do some quick jump-ins, You didn't realise you're subscribed? Ben, you're subscribed. Someone's gifted you a sub, my friend. All sorts of gift subbings going on. I'm really grateful for it. Thank you for the people that gift sub. Another empty house. We won't talk about it. Then we've got our marketplace here. Not my greatest work, going to be honest. These market stalls, not remotely my greatest work. Chan1806, thank you for the follow. And Jarhammer, thank you very much for the follow. Really, really grateful. Thank you very much indeed. Right, so, and then we have this kind of semi-identical build at that end. And then we've obviously got the pier. And the pier is obviously where we're going. Thunder's in. Nice to see you, Thunder. Thank you for coming. Really, really good to see you. Everybody, go and get your mates. We've only got 62 people watching. So we came out onto this, and this is a really big old jetty. This is like a proper jetty with extra jettiness. Infomad Infonoob, thank you for those gift subs. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so, so much. I'm hugely, hugely grateful. Goodness me, that's absolutely brilliant. We're hyping it up today. So here I've got my big ship. So this is the big ship. I love this ship actually. It came out beautifully. I made it on the hoof. I thought about planning the ship out, then I thought, nah, let's not bother. Let's just make it up as we go along. And so that's exactly what I did, and it came out all right. It's not big enough to have a figurehead because it's just kind of like a sloop, but it's a fairly decent sized sloop, and it's certainly big enough to have an underneath. So it's got an underneath where the crew sleeps. So apparently this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has got a crew of 12, plus probably the captain who didn't get a cabin. Poor fella. I don't know. Then we've got a couple of little kind of yacht things, big enough for 1 or 2 people. One with a furled sail, one with a sail that's up there, and one with a sail that's on the side. Thank you for those, Elle. Thank you for those bitties. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really grateful. But actually with this one, genuinely really pleased with the way it came out. It worked out really beautifully, and as a result, I think it's one of my favourites. Thank you, Infomad. Thank you. That's really kind of you. And then, hang on, let me just get inside one of these boats. And the next one, you have to go by boat. Coming across the water, and it's just coming in here. And it's the lighthouse. I thought I'd go proper traditional for lighthouse and go for red and white. Love the lighthouse. Had no idea how it was going to come out. This was in May, believe it or not. Thank you, Chan. Hang on, I'm going to turn around and say thank you to you properly. Thank you so much, Chan. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I tell you what, it is very much port from build, Dead. You're not wrong. I don't know about Hype Train. Miss Seeley, thank you for that little love there. Thank you very much for that. Miss Seeley, just hang on, I'm going to turn around. What Miss Seeley just did, I don't know if you saw it up in the top right. Miss Seeley went into the Stream Loots cards. Now, Stream Loots are actually really quite interesting. They're quite fun, and some of the cards give like little pop-ups on the screen. Some of the cards make me do stuff, and some of the cards make really weird noises. I'm going to put some new cards in over the course of this week, perhaps for the next stream as well, that make me do more stuff. I don't know, maybe it'll make me jump up and down on the spot for a few minutes. Hi Tina, good to see you. But she just redeemed one of those cards, so they're good fun. The link I think just got put up in the chat. There's also a link literally just down. If you scroll the Twitch page, just underneath the actual stream, and I know it's very hard. Very, very hard to not kind of move away from my beautiful face. But underneath, there's all kinds of things that you can look at, including donate buttons, just donate buttons, or including the stream loots, or including various links. It's actually really quite interesting. Okay, up here is the lighthouse. Let's come up. Avo face zoom. There's nothing wrong with it, Dead. It's better look in your face, mate. So right in the middle, I did a few rocks, and inside here, I'd made it okay. Good to see you, Myth Julie. You still owe me a woolly mammoth. Oh, you really do as well. That's right. I'd forgotten. You do owe me a woolly mammoth. Coming underneath. So we've got a bit of a storage under here. Coming upstairs. We've got a little bit of a living area here where the lighthouse person... Sorry, that is a big bed for a lighthouse keeper, isn't it? Goodness me. What kind of a rich lighthouse keeper is that? Well, I tell you, this plush redness is the richness of the lighthouse. And up at the top, if I remember rightly, I think, That face is my Zoom profile pic, Mike. Oh, you have no idea, my mate. Actually, let's go out the other hole. Let's go out the other hole. We're going to go out this hole. So we've got another exit here with another bell that we can... Oh no, pirates, rocks. Another little jetty that you can come out the back there. But I'm not going to use the jetty. I'm going to come out and around. Because, well, frankly, I've got a boat here. I haven't got a boat at the other one. And we've got a little bit of spray. Do people use that? Question. Just to give spray, do people use those cobwebs to show a little bit of spray against the rocks? I think it works quite well. But I'd be interested in your thoughts on it. So what do you reckon? Be genuinely very interested. Right, let me just get myself in this boat. I've got to back the boat up a little bit and turn myself around. And I think, if I remember rightly, there was a sign. Bottom of waterfalls. Oh, yeah, good shout. That's a really good shout. Episode 11 is in this direction. And I think we did a real transition between builds from episode 10 and episode 11. It worked really quite well. So it's a lot of water between here and there. So do bear with. I'm rowing with my elbows because that's the level of skill that I have. Frightening, isn't it? It's there. Right, I've got to come here. It's a really nice idea, Michelle. I definitely recommend it. So episode 10 back there. Episode 11 is here. And this was my desert base. So it's got pretty much everything you'd want in a base, this fella. I quite like it. I went for a very structured and regimented water feature around the front of the base. But this took some doing as well, I don't mind telling you. I might, you know what, I'm just gonna bring up my... render distance. What on earth it's doing on 8 chunks, I've got no idea. Let's back it on 20. I think that's much better. We can start to see stuff now, for goodness sake. Right, there we go. So we're just going to have a little bit of a blow around these. Thank you for the follow there, Apex Boy, and also Vivid Peanut. Really grateful for that. Thank you so much. So on this base, what we've got quite a lot of area of outside, but we do have Melon and Pumpkin Farm. It really wasn't complicated, Michelle. If you've not watched this, go and watch it. This was made up of 5x5 by 5 boxes. Literally. So each box here was 5 by 5 by 5. And I just stuck them together. And then I deleted a few. And then I stuck a few more on top. The only semi-complicated bit was putting on this half kind of semicircle thing here. If you want complicated, we'll do the complicated one next. But in reality, it was dead easy. Because it's just boxes stuck to each other. But I have used the gates here to get myself a little bit of an overhang. I think with hindsight, I probably would have put some banners down the front of that as well. Through here, we've got a bit of a walk through and a walk under that goes to the back of the build. You can also enter it from there too. We've got our animal pen that's down here that you can actually get up to the higher part of the build there. And the entrance, I will go inside, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time inside. The Hypercube was 5x5x5, wasn't it? It worked so well. 5x5x5 is such a great idea. I think made famous, if I remember rightly, I don't know if any of you watch him, but made famous by Andy is Yoda. And when I did this, I hadn't realised that's what Andy did. And then I watched a video of Andy's about a day later. And he did it as well. It's a genius idea. Genius is coming up with the same idea at the same time. It does happen. But Andy's more famous for it, so I'll give him credit. But we've got all sorts of areas in here. This was a nightmare to dig out. I'm gonna be honest. I got a little bit bored of doing it. That goes down to a Andy is Yoda 5x5. Yeah, Captain. I think that's absolutely right. I got a bit bored of this one, so I didn't do as much inside as I could, and I blatantly used the excuse of leaving it to people that downloaded the world. Because remember, if you've not seen it, if you didn't see it at the start, this entire world is downloadable. And if you go to any of the videos at all, then you can get the world download of the entire world up to and including that video. And it's actually a really quite nice way of doing it. And every new video gets a new download. So at the end of this video, sorry, this stream, I hope it works. Oh my goodness. I properly hope it works. I'm going to zoom in just to make Dead jealous. I'm hoping that the time lapse does actually work. We'll see. What I'm gonna have to do is just put a quick away from keyboard for like 60 seconds or something whilst I set that up. Thank you, Jay Christmas, for that Prime sub. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much indeed. Yeah, I remember the Bats Dragon. You're not wrong. Thank you. And then when I put that video together, then the world will be downloadable again there too. Coming across here, you can see there's all sorts going on inside, and then you can come outside as well and down here. So I'm just going to come around and through because I think this next one is my favourite one. This is my next favourite build. So you can see this was episode 12. Definitely my favourite build, this next one. Mainly because it made me cry. This is the only build so far in the Walkabout world that actually genuinely and really made me cry. I actually got so upset with it that I had to stop building it between takes and walk away, and I actually cried. It was so frustrating, and it was frustrating, and I'll show you why it was frustrating in a minute. Just letting you into a little bit of a secret about how I got this together. And this is the only build that I had to resort to using World Edit to finish the setup for, because, well, tears aren't pretty. Basically, tears are not pretty at all. Thank you so much for that follow, Disox. Thank you so much indeed. So I made this was a flat world. Remember, this was a flat world, and I made this entire cave, and I started literally to do it block by block by block by block, and it just got stupid. It got so stupid, and that's what started to make me cry. I feel so daft. Actual tears. What on earth? What on earth? So I confess, I did resort to World Edit just to help me finish off the cave, to get the shape right, and then I manually edited it out using my hand to bash stuff off. But it's the only one. Right. I really love it though. So it's the only one that made me cry, and it's the one that is without question my favourite. The one I'm definitely most proud of anyway. If I built this, I think, yeah, it's the one I love. The stalactites and the stalagmites. Stalactites coming from the top, stalagmites coming down from the bottom. Without doubt, this is the cracker. This is the one. So how did you get there? We've got an escapee horse, but we had, my goodness, the horses are just wandering free. Oh my goodness, they're wombles. So in here, I did my little hanging thing there. We've got the stairs that go up. This bit took some doing as well, I don't mind telling you. Coming inside here. Yeah, World Edit was a boon here, Carly. I had to. I just had to. And actually, sorry to say, the villager world is RID downloadable. This world is actually downloadable for everybody. I put the download link in the description. This is for anybody at all, to be able to download world. But you're quite right, the villager world is only RID downloadable. So we've got obviously the enchantment area. I've used looms to the side, and you get empty bookshelves there with the looms, which is a really nice effect. I like that very much. We've obviously got a little bit of ender chestage. We've got beddage, we've got storage, we've got more storage, and we've got smeltage there as well, which is cool. Haven't decided to use this as my sub-club base. It would be awesome for the sub-club base, wouldn't it? But my sub-club base is mind-blowing already. The mods made it. I didn't make the sub-club base, the one on the Avomance. It's absolutely superb, and I love it. They made such a good job of it. And to have it under the tree, and Willie is responsible in the main for that tree. Absolutely superb. And then coming around here, we've got, thank you for the following, Sarah. Thank you very much. And thank you, XYL large 0 _ O. So you can stand up here and you can look around your kingdom. I love it. I really like it. I quite like the use of the 2 types, or 3 actually, if you include the lanterns, the 3 types of lighting as well. Anyway, I've been on that one for far too long. My apologies. The looms work well, don't they, Spare Dragon? I like it a really lot. Right, so coming around here, that was episode 11. No, that was episode 12, sorry. Episode 11's back there. That's the desert base. Episode 12. This, actually, is a custom tree I'm quite proud of. I like it a lot. Little palm tree. Dead easy palm tree, aren't they? But they look so effective. Like it. Right, and then I had to come along all the way up here. And I'm actually going to fly because this one is a long one. So we're nearly there, people. We're nearly there to where we are. So 14 is the last one that's already done. And we're only at 3/4 of an hour in the stream. So we're right on schedule. Right, so episode 13 is this way. I conveniently put myself a little boat. And here, I built myself a little bit of a Berg-esque area. Needs a rail track. That's a good shout, actually. I like the idea of a rail track. Coming this way. Right, now remember, people, part two of this one is the tower build. So start thinking about what we can do for the tower. I have got some stuff, but this is where it's all going to be. Well, not all of it, because I've got some ideas of how it's going to go. But a lot of it is going to come down to what you guys think as well. So I'm just going to hop out here. So this is episode 12 back there. This is episode 13, and this is the winter cabin, which I like it. August. So we had a bit of a gap here. But what I quite like about this is the outside. We've got frozen lakeage there, obviously. But the different levels we've used with snow, just to get that different leverage. Because snow doesn't fall flat like it does over here. It falls in all bits like that, right? That's the way it should be. Inside here, I did a little bit of detailing. A little bit, it wasn't too bad. We've got workstation area. We've got a little bit of a living area. We've got a corner grate there for the fire. And up here we didn't do a lot because there wasn't actually a lot of room at the top. We have our bed. We have an area right here to go out onto a small balcony to sit down. All in all, I think this one was all right. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much for saying that. I just love building, Little Pink Gamer. I just enjoy it. I'm not a redstone. I'm definitely a builder. I don't mind a little bit of redstone, and I'm okay at redstone. Nowhere near as good as other people. Episode 14 in this deflection. But I really, really enjoy building. And this one, again, all of these builds were made on the fly. And I don't mean as in I flew around and built them. I made them up as I went along. And I think they came okay. Minimal, if any, planning. Miss Seeley, I've seen what you can build. You've got plenty of imagination. You're kidding us. You're kidding us. Right, so this direction, this is my second favourite. No tears were shed. No tears were shed in this. So episode 13 back that way. Episode 14 was my custom village. And this one I really like. This took some serious doing. Some serious doing. And if you've not seen this, please do come into episode 14. Download the world and have a wander around this one yourself. It's really, really good. And that's me saying that it's really, really good. I really like this build. This is a good build. I went for medieval, and we converted literally an existing village that I cut and pasted. So I suppose I did use world edit in that I cut and pasted a village from another world into this world to be able to use it. But then we built on top of it, and we've got some fairly large houses. We had the biggest house there as well. This one, was this the one that's like a 2-house with an underside? Yep, so this one has got a walkthrough. Thank you so much, Hazu. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. We've got, I think it's an okay little well there. Decent area. We've got our market square with a number of different market stalls, which I much prefer. And these are the market stalls, if you remember. This is the style of market stall that I've used in Avomance fairly recently, or at least very, very similar to it. And then each of these houses has got a different profession dedicated to it. So that's that was the idea anyway. So in here, you can see this was the cartographer. We put a bit of a map in. We go upstairs, and we've got a little bit of an area for the cartographer to live in. Go downstairs, and each of the other houses has also got a different profession, whether it's farmer, fisherman, whatever. And all of the different areas are joined together by roads. And I've kind of made them all relatively easy to be able to navigate. Little bits of bushage, all that kind of thing. And we've also got a field. Pretty decent sized field. That took a while to plant with some, just some fairly simple scarecrows there. That's a stripped spruce block with some fence and a jack-o'-lantern. Everybody loves a jack-o'-lantern, right? No mooey pickles, but There, we've got some pookles. Lots of pookles. Don't you worry. Got to have some pookles in the water, right? Dry pookles, and if you look at the bottom, wet pookles as well. All about the pookles. Actually, let me turn around. If you've not used it as an idea, sea pickles, or pookles as they should be known, are a superb way of making these reeds, these little bulrushes. They're just such a great deal. And I learned that from Wet Willy. Wet Willy taught me that with last season's Quarrycraft spawn area. I think it's beautiful. It's a really clever way of doing things. And then we got the animal pen over here as well. And if we took a bit of an aerial view, you can see it's just a converted village. We did a village transformation on the fly. It came out really well. Lots of different areas. And then you can see, if I come this way, episode 15 is in this direction. So let's get ourselves over here because I've done some prep. Hi Rezo, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Willy the Variegator, without question. Without question. So this was quite a long old walk, this one. And I've already recorded this section for the video. But what I've got here, you can see, I'm just going to get rid of these items. I've got what we're going to build on. So I've kind of done the mound. I've started to just texture it up a little bit, but there's still a fair amount of work to do on this, I think. What did you miss, Rezo? You missed the entire Walkabout section of the Walkabout world. But that's all right. You've made it for the build bit, and the build bit I'm hoping is going to be all right. So this is the base of a lava lamp, Basil McFluffy Pants. Maybe. And what I've got here are just some thoughts of what we could use potentially to be able to build this. Thank you for the follow, Kathleen F. Really grateful. So I'm just going to pick up these bits here. This is what I sort of pulled together as a palette. I also am going to do some stuff in granite. Definitely, I have to. Whether the granite is going to be within and part of the tower, whether it's going to be an ancillary item, or whether it is going to be both, I don't know. And I'll explain why. Now, in the last video that I did was on Legacy. Am I right, chat? I think the last video was definitely Legacy, where myself and 3 of the Legates, we did a really, really beautiful ravine, actually. I was really, really pleased. But a number of people went and redeemed the Streamloots cards. And again, Streamloots, if you've just joined this chat, Streamloots are cards that can either put a pop-up on the screen or make me jump as a result of making a noise in the background. I think I'm about to die. Probably not, those ones not so relevant here because I'm not going to die to a creeper because I've been created. But then there's also things that make me do stuff. And again, the do stuff's maybe not quite so relevant to this one here. Midnight Hobbit, thank you so much for that cheer. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much indeed. I'm really, really grateful for that. Yes, so survival is probably when I do a survival, especially Avomance or something like that. That's where the Streamloots cards definitely come into their own, although obviously you can get them in any of them. But Seahorse got one of the rare cards, which is build in granite. But at the point, there wasn't actually an opportunity to properly build in granite, so I couldn't do it. So as a result, I owe Seahorse a granite build. And today, Seahorse, you're still around. I don't know if you're still in chat. Say hello if you are. Today is where you get your build in granite. The entire build won't be granite, but there'll be plenty of granitage for you. And I'll maybe put some into the tower, but there'll definitely be lots of granite. So what I want to do now, hang on, let me just turn myself around. Right, what I'm going to do now, the ferocious Seahorse, speak up, woman, indeed. There she is. Good to see you. Will I be polishing it? Mike, I might. Yes, I might. I know it goes against everything, but other cards that are in there are things like building with third poo blocks and stuff like that. Tori Two Shoes, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Really good to see you. Right, so what I'm going to do now, and please do bear with me, people. This is going to be for... Oh, bless you, dead. This is going to be for a very brief amount of time, but I need to set up the replay mod. So I'm just going to pop it onto the setting for be right back. And if you don't mind, I'm going to slap an ad in there as well, just so as you don't get bored and you're not just looking at this screen, because this screen is boring. So I'm just going to pop in just a quick ad, and hopefully that will keep you, I don't know, keep you occupied whilst I sort out replay mod. It can sometimes be a little bit weird, right? So I'll be back in just a sec. Guess who forgot to turn on his microphone again? Yep. This guy. This guy forgot to turn on his microphone again. What a plank. Anyway, so what I was just saying there is I've got replay mod rolling now, so we should be good. Otherwise the file would have been like 45 minutes longer than it needed to go. But I'm all about the epic fail, Miss Seeley. It's all you need. It's all you need. But now what we're going to do is we're going to do this build together. So to start with, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get us a little bit of height on the tower first. I'm just going to pop out that fella and see if we can't get ourselves a little bit of height. But what I'd like you to do in the chat is start to lob ideas in. We won't necessarily use all of the ideas, but we will use some of them as to how we can do this tower together. It'll be fun. It'll be fun, I reckon. So I'm just going to do, I don't know, maybe 4 levels of cobble just to give me a little bit of a template upon which to play. But I'm going to try and build this and at the same time look at chat to see what you lob in there. So 4, or should we go, let's go 5. Let's go 5, let's go 5 before we start to play around this. Now what I suspect will happen is that this tower will be one of those builds. Bear in mind we're making this on the fly. This tower is going to be one of those builds that looks absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. I'm in 1.16.1. Let me just F3, yeah? So you can see I'm in 1.16.1. So any of the blocks that appear in Minecraft 1.16 are an absolute goer for this, okay? And this is actually the first one that I've done in 1.16 because I only just managed to get replay mod sorted out for 1.16. No sideways chains, Mike. No, that's the one thing I've not got because 1.6.2 replay mod just isn't playing the game and I need replay mod for this fella. If I haven't got replay mod, then I can't do the time lapses. So we've got, who said 11 block circles? So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, indeed, an 11 block circle. Now what I want to do is I want to get some oak loggage and we're just going to build up some log edges to give us some depth. Otherwise I'll only get upset. On each side face of this. Here. And also there. Okay, so it's kind of there. So that's the start shape and size for what it is we want. So let's just, should we get a little bit of variegation in here first? Have I not got any? I thought I had some andesite as well. Well, let's put some stone in first anyway. So just to variegate, all we're going to do is just going to bang in a bit of stone. Like this. But I'm definitely open to what you guys think you might like us to try and do. Get some blackstone in. That's a really nice idea. Blackstone. Why didn't I think of blackstone? For goodness sake. That's brilliant. Yeah, we'll get some blackstone in. Infomed, great idea. Great idea. Let's do that. I'm going to just... Let me finish variegating with this. We'll get a blackstone section in the tower as we go up it. No, I don't want that there. Because that's perfect. I love that idea. Right. No, not there. Like that. And then I'm going to get... I've got some really rubbish blocks here, haven't I? Right, so let me just find myself some... There we go. I'm not going to worry about lily pads for now. And yeah, I suppose I could have just selected the stone brick, couldn't I? But never mind. Bye, Miss Julie. See you later. Right, so we're kind of getting there. We are kind of getting there with this variegation, I think. But what I'm just trying to do is just try and give it a little bit more texture so as it kind of just makes sense. But we've got quite a lot of work to do yet. Okay. I think I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to do that first level like that. So what I'll do is if I get myself some, let's go dark oak, because then the blackstone can merge in through, can't it? Let's get ourselves some dark oak coming out, and we'll follow the path around. Get some cracked stone in there. That's not a bad idea. We could definitely put some cracked stone in. Just at the bottom where it's a bit more weathered. Right, you notice I'm going around the stone area, because on top of the stone area we're going to use a full block. So we're not going to tape it in just yet, because I don't think it's worked. And here I'm going to use some granite. Yep, we're starting with the granite now. We're starting with it. I'm going to bring in some granite. This is where it's going to go all very strange. Right, Seahorse, this is for you. I'm building with granite. You bought the Stream Loots card. You played the Stream Loots card. I'm doing as I'm told. Darker grey blocks from the bottom, transitioning to lighter blocks that show the weapon. You could do that. Yeah, we could definitely get some darker blocks in the top as well. In the bottom as well, sorry. I'm a bit of a haphazard transitioner. I'm going to come up 4 high with this granite. Right, what is a good block to variegate with granite? In the chat, go. I'd like to know, because I've got pretty much 0 experience with building with granite. And as a result, I'm actually a little bit scared of it as a block. So I'm very open to ideas. Terracotta. Just standard terracotta block, yeah? Standard terracotta, that one. That'll work, wouldn't it? Right, so let's have a go with that. Standard terracotta. Let's try. Oh, yeah, that works nice. Does that, doesn't it? Actually. I mean, well, it's granite. It works as nice as granite could possibly be, which isn't that nice. But it could be worse. It could be diorite. It could be worse. If you'd have played the diorite card, Seahorse, I think I probably would have cried. I don't know why I put that one in there. I'm properly asking for trouble on that one. So let's just pop these around. Again, definitely this build is going to be one of those builds that starts off looking rubbish and hopefully ends up looking a little bit better. How are we looking there? That looks okay. Make a granite lover out of me yet? Stripped acacia. Oh, let's try that. Stripped acacia. That's a nice idea. Stripped acacia. Right, let's have a pop in that and see what that does. I'm interested. Actually, yes. I'm going to go with that. Stripped acacia. That works nice. I told you, you guys are going to be forming this build. If this build looks rubbish at the end, it's your fault. It's nothing to do with me. I'm like a block placing robot. Kind of. Popping that in there. I actually quite like the stripped acacia. That works quite well, doesn't it? What do we think, chat? Is that looking good? No, Lyle, you've got a good point. I'm not trying to replace the granite, I promise. I'm really, really not. But I think, you know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some... Let's get some granite walls. Just to show that we love the granite. And we'll put some granite walls in there. No, not like that. That would pain me greatly. And there. And there. And there. Brick in place of terracotta. Do you think brick would go? I'll give it a go. Let's have a look. How does brick look? Let's see. I'm happy to try it. I'm sold. Actually. I'm not going to replace all of the terracotta, but I'm going to replace some with this brick because that's quite nice. There we go. Let's get that. What do we think, people? It's not too busy, is it? I'm a little worried that it'll get too busy. I'm just getting rid of the ugly. I promise that I'm not. You know what? Just to prove it, I'm going to put another 2 layers on. And I'll variegate that so it won't be 2 solid layers of granite. The brick looks nice, doesn't it, Seahorse? I agree. That was a really, really good idea. Who was it said brick? I need to look back. Brick in Infomed. Yeah, definitely. Good idea, Infomad. Good idea. I like it a really lot. Right, so there we go. We've got that. Let's get some more brickage in. And we'll also put some of the other blocks in there to variegate it as well. It takes it away from the medieval style of tower, so we're going to need to consider that when we're doing the rest of the tower, obviously. But I think that's okay. We can then get some of this block in there as well. What do we think? There we go. That can go there like that. And that. And then just a smidge of terracotta as we flow around. But not getting rid of the granite. It's alright, isn't it? Put 2 terracottas together. That's fine. Thank you for the follow, Marcus. Really grateful. Thank you very much indeed. And that like that. I reckon we need to put a brick at the bottom of this, don't we? Otherwise that's going to look out of balance and kilter. Mira Clemendog. Mira Clemendog, thank you for the follow. I'm very, very grateful. That, just checking that I've got it all good there. I think we're all right. What do you reckon, peeps? I think we're all right. We're then going to come around the top again with some dark oak, and we're going to basically layer up this tower. And I think the tower's going to come into its own when we do the detailing as opposed to when we do... Have I not got... How's that gone weird? You know what? I'm happy with it. I don't care. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Right. So the next level we're going to go for, I think we need to move into a more wood. A more woody type of area. Yeah. Right. So I think what we do now, if I go for stripped oak. Now, we've not put anything clever in this at all yet. Don't forget. Literally nothing clever. It's just literally a tower of stuffs. Like that. They're not all in the right direction. Yes, they are. We're going to have a right old time trying to get this detailed, I tell you, because we've got very little room to manoeuvre. More slabbage. Nearly 3 layers. Right, chat. 4 layers or 5 layers of this? 4 or 5? I'm just going to do the 4th one and I'll see what you say. Whether we go 4 or 5. 4, 5, 5. 4, 2 each. 5, 5. The 5s have it. The 5s have it. Right, so let's come around and do another one. That puts it into 5. We've still got to punch out the windows. There's going to be windows and all sorts here as well. Obviously, the obvious variegation would be here some oak plank. So let's get myself some oak plank in here. What else do people like to variegate with when it comes to stripped oak? Anybody got any personal favourites? Interested to know? One side is one side off? Oh no, I didn't put the wood pillars on, did I? Silly me. Right, if I put that there. Right, is that side back on again? Yes, side is back on again. We've got brown mushroom blocks, spruce planks. These are all nice ideas. What am I doing? Oh, for goodness sake. Right, there we go. That's better. I can go there. Thank you. That was driving you nuts. Well, it's a pleasure to serve. Right, so I'm going to give a go with spruce planks and mushroom blocks as well, I reckon. Just to see what they're doing. If they don't work, we can always take them out again, right? So let's have a crack. Let's get some mushroom. This could work. This could work. Now I can't put loads in because there's not mushroom for them. Yeah, right. I'll get my coat. It sort of brings through the bottom, doesn't it? I'm not entirely certain that mushroom blocks wouldn't look better than the granite. Not sure. Not sure. My jury's out on this one, but we'll keep going. No. For me, I'm going to say no on the mushroom blocks, but let's just get some spruce planks in here as well. See if we can replace with spruce planks. This might be too dark to be honest, but let's have a look anyway. That works. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with spruce plankage. Mushroom blocks for a different occasion, I think. Thank you very much for that follow there, Sagnus. Thank you very much indeed. I'm trying not to variegate the middle of these too much because we're going to need to put some windows in. I'm going to do that in just a sec. Mushroom blocks make great floors, says Alandros. Yep, actually, I agree. They're good for floorage. That's okay. Should we get another one in there? Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just pop some windows through here. And I'm going to have 2 high windows. I don't want it to look like a lighthouse, but it does need to get some open. I'm not going to put any windows in the bottom area. And because we've got 3 high, I'm actually going to put 3 high windows in this one because it's 5 high and it allows me to do so. That works. I'm just going to go in there with some standard glass for now. Maybe we'll take the choice to swap that up. But this is just before I forget to do it. People, if you've just joined, yes, seriously, I have used granite. And it's not the only granite I'll use. I'm going to use more granite. I think that Seahorse deserves more granite for her card placement. Thank you so much for that subscription, Miracle Clem Dog. I really appreciate it. Mirror Clemming Dog. Sorry, Mirror Clemming Dog. I'm so sorry for saying that so appallingly. Mirror Clemming Dog. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. I think that's okay so far. And I think what we need to do now is that we need to either come out or go in. And what are we doing? Out or in, people? We're going to come out with a slightly larger thing or go in with a slightly smaller thing? Out first, in, then out. Out, 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 out. We've got an in. Let's wait for another couple of people to go for what they think. Got an in. We're mostly out at the moment. Shake it all about, says Mike. I think out just about wins it there. Yep, out wins it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get dark oak because I'm using dark oak for all of my various areas at the moment. So I'm just going to pop out outies there, there, and there. Let's trim those around with some slabbage. Now, I don't want this to look like some kind of, I don't know, ice spike without the ice. That's not what I'm looking for. But I think if I come out one there now, because I'm going to need it if I'm coming out. Yeah, there. Is that everything? Is that all of them? I think that's right, peeps, right? So, it really, because when you're building a tower, you shouldn't really have something that's heavier above something that's lighter. So rock really shouldn't go above stone. So I'm interested in the chat, what are we doing this next level with? Should we do it with more of the same? Or should we do it with something else? Very interested to hear your opinions on this, people. Just put a little bit of love into those sides, because that was bothering me. Blackstone. This is good. Let's do it for Blackstone. Yeah, theoretically, Blackstone is heavier, but Blackstone is where we... No, that's black wool. Blackstone is where we're going. And I'm going to do Blackstone in a number of formats. There we go. Right, so let's get our Blackstone out first. Coming out this way. I'm going to need to go out a little bit more with the outer, I think, because that's not going to work like that. That's going to cause me pain. Let's go there and there. That's working. How high are we going, people? In the chat, how many levels of Blackstone are we going to go for? Too heavy, says Chicky D. We've got 60s and we've got 5s. 5 looks like it could be a winner. Let's come around and do a bit of 5-age. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Mix the Blackstone with spruce. Really? Is that a thing? Thanks for coming, Carly. Lovely to see you. Is that a thing? Blackstone and spruce. Does that work? Wouldn't give it a shot. Willing to give it a shot. I am, however, before I do that, I am going to put in some Blackstone only variegation. I have got something coming out on Saturday with some Blackstone variegation that is going to blow you away. We have got an extreme pickling farm, and by extreme pickling farm, it's going to do 190,000 drops per hour. 190,000 drops per hour in a pickling watering farm out Saturday, and that uses what I think is actually some really nice variegation with the Blackstone, so do look out for that one. I think it came out really quite nicely. Polished basalt, that's a good shout. I like the idea of polished basalt. Let's get some polished basalt in here actually. I'm going to do polished basalt instead of polished Blackstone, I think. Thank you very much for the follow there, One Faye. Appreciate it. Lord C, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Really, really great. Right, so let's get ourselves some basalt. Polished specifically. And I need to orient this downwards only. Actually, do I want polished basalt or normal basalt? I wonder whether normal basalt might be a better shout, peeps. Let's have a look. Right, I'm going to put this kind of in both. What do we think? Polished basalt or normal basalt? You decide. Actually, I'm going to take that because that's going to be a window. Yeah, normal basalt is without question everybody's favourite on that one. So I'm just going to get the normal basalt in there, I think, because that works. That works nicely. Orienting it all the right way. That's a window. That's a window. Come around like that. Basalt support pillars. Interesting idea. Now that actually, people, I mean, it doesn't look much of a tower at the moment. Not really. Should we try some gilded? Actually, that's a nice idea, actually, Jans. That's a nice idea. Let's give it a go. No, not gold. Gilded Blackstone. Let's see what that looks like. I'm actually really willing to try that, because that could look quite nice. Oh, I think we might be onto a winner. What do we think, people? It's starting to make it look a little bit kind of darker and more sinister. But I'm kind of alright with that. What do we think? This is nice. Really nice idea, Jans. Thank you very much for throwing that one in. That is a cracker. Halloweeny, yeah. Well, I was going to use this block in my... my build that I'm going to release on Halloween, actually. So, and I'd not tried it. I just thought it might look quite nice. The only time I've actually seen it used like that was when we were playing around in the world where we were doing the competition. That's nice. Where we're doing the competition. I like that. You know what, people? I think I need to give it another layer. I know you all said 5, but I think we need to go 6, so as I can get more gilded in, because I'm liking it a really lot. Glass block windows on the angles. Okay, Chicky D, let's have a look and see what that looks like in just a moment. I'm going to go, yeah, one more. I'm going to put some gilded in. Gilded, 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 gilded. In there, in there, in there. That looks all right. I now need to exchange that for that, that for that, because now the windows have got to be 3 high, because that's that much taller. Like that. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so let me just get those. You know what I'm going to do with these windows? I'm going to make these windows. So I think that could work. And then we'll do some diagonal glass for Chicky. Crying obsidian. We could maybe use crying obsidian a little bit later. That might be a little bit scary. I'm just going to pop some in, but I'm not sure that's going to work, but I'm willing to try it. Let's see what it says. What do we reckon, peeps? Is that a bit much? That's not shouting at me. I've got to be honest, that one. I think we'll backtrack that, although we could try something later. Let's put a gilded there, because I'm going to take out there, and there. There, and there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for some... Let's go for some grey stained glass. It sort of makes sense to me. Let's see what that looks like. I agree, it would go great in a Halloweeny house. I think that's absolutely true, yeah. There you go, Chicky, what do you reckon? I reckon that's alright. I reckon that's alright. Now what we need to do is we need to do some upside down steps. And we need to make ourselves upside down steppage here. G8 TRX1, or is it TRXL? Thank you so much for the follow. Really very, very grateful for that. Thank you. Come in there, come in there, come in there. Right, so we're going to need to come in again with this one. So I need to think about how we're going to achieve that without it looking too daft. Cheers, Jans. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you so much. Coming along. There, there, there. Just for everybody that's watching, I'm going to try and get another stream in on Legacy on Friday, this Friday. Probably similar sort of time. So I think we've got that works okay. And I'm going to bring this in because we're going to need to come inside it as well to try and shorten the path for this. We can't have it too... Otherwise it will just look weird and silly. Cheers, Miss Seeley. Thanks ever so much for coming. It was lovely to see you. I'm just concentrating. Tongue is officially out of the mouth at the moment, people. There we go. Come on. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. I'm just giving myself a platform to put more blocks onto. There we go. No, 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 no. There we go. Get rid of that. And pop that in. Like, oh, for goodness sake. Come on. There we go. That's better. Right, so that's given us our platform. Hey, Monster Bat. How you doing? We're building a tower. Well, actually, when I say we, it really is we. Because you lot are basically telling me what to do. Right, next level. Next level, people. We've got probably this level and one other. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Waiting to hear from you, peeps. I'm just going to hydrate whilst you're thinking about it. Alandros says back to the wood. Back to the wood. And then back to granite. Okay. Maybe that would work. Well, let's get back to the wood first. And get it around there. We'll do this 5, I think. Now remember people, when you do these sorts of things, they look like some kind of, I don't know, ham shank or something, until you start getting some detailing into them. Please don't judge the build or my building skills by the ham shankiness of the tower as it stands so far, because it's going to be sublime, and you guys are the reason why. Have you ever heard the saying, too many cooks spoil the broth? Cheeky D, you might be onto something there. We'll see. We'll see. It might be. It might be that's Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, mightn't it? You never know. There's plenty of cooks in there, and that pulls out some nice grub. But maybe, just maybe, the format of you telling me what to build doesn't work. We'll see. It'll be fun to find out, won't it? Right, so there we go. We've got, that's 5 high. I think we've got to go 6 high, actually, haven't we? Otherwise it won't be equal, and that'll just make my teeth itch. Thank you for the bits, GPS. Thank you so much. That's really, really good of you. I really appreciate it. Bits hype! Bits hype! Thank you. Hey, Sergeant Sonner, good to see you. Where's the lamb sauce? Don't you start. Crimson trapdoors later on. Lyle, when we get to later... Hang on, I'm going to turn around and talk to you. Lyle, when we get to later, reminds me, because I've got a head like a sieve. Hydrate him. And as a result of the head like a sieve, I'm going to forget. So, remind me. Okay. Coming around. So, we need to variegate... You'll try and remember. Well, it's no good you forgetting. It was your idea. Why am I doing that? Oh, for goodness sake, I've just done this the wrong way around, haven't I? Right. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it the other way. We'll kind of switch it up a little bit, and maybe we'll get the variegation of this being mostly planks. And I'm the plank, that's for sure. And the rest not. Sergeant Sonner, we are building a tower, and you guys are kind of guiding my hand a little as to how the tower is going to work and what's going to go into it. And as a result, this is what we've got so far. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I think not so much the palette of the tower, but the multiple palettes of the tower. If anybody's eyed bleed by the end of it, I take no responsibility, and by joining into the stream you have automatically signed a eye bleeding disclaimer, which means that you cannot sue me or Dead Machine for anything that goes on inside this stream. I just want to make that perfectly clear now before you call the lawyer. Okay, I'm kind of making some wonderings on this. I think it's going to be okay. Oh, let's say Oralandros. Okay. I didn't say Landros because the Landros can look after herself, frankly. But Oralandros, there you go. How's that? Does that work? Let's get a little bit of spruce plankage in there as well. I actually think it'll be alright, peeps. You know, I think we need to detail it to within an inch of its life. Because as a standalone build, it's not quite there yet, is it? But I think if we detail it properly, this could look quite nice. But we need to be very cautious. Or, sorry, rephrase. You need to be very cautious. Because if you're not, it's going to go horribly wrong. And I know I should probably be doing the variegation from the bottom upwards. I do know. I just like doing it all over. I'm a little bit random. Let's just this one in here as well. And that one. Okay, so we've got another level down. That works. Avo the big bad wolf? Me? Nah. Let's come up. No, I don't want stairs. I want stairs. I want stairs. I want planks. Have I got any planks? Yes, I've got planks. Right, so come on. Come on, Avomance Minecraft. You should be able to do this with your eyes closed. Because by the end of this, it might look like you build it with your eyes closed, and that would be bad. Okay, so now I want those. And we're going to come around and do this to make a transition. With my tongue out, quite right. Is that all of the granite I'm using? No, I am going to use more granite, not necessarily within this build, maybe within this build, but certainly within the entire build. I am going to bring in some more ferocious seahorse block. There we go, that is that. I just want to come in and underpin here because we need to come up one more level before we finish it off, otherwise I think it won't look quite right. I'm guessing. We shall see. Up there. Granite is now the ferocious seahorse block. Well, why not? Why not? Bring that one sideways. Ferocious granite sauce. Right. That's got to come out like that. That's got to come out like that. And I'm hoping that underpinned it all successfully. Right, peeps, now we've got one more level that I want to make. It'll be a relatively tall level before we finish it off. So what's it going to be? Yeah, like a spire, exactly low, exactly like that, like a spire. Replicate the granite level. Ferocious granny sauce, apparently. Okay, people. If this looks awful, I'm blaming you. Right, so let's... No, I don't like that. Let's come around. That's better. There. That's okay. Polished in towards the top. That brick level is the most unique. I think so. I think you're right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this in, and then I'm actually going to spire it using more granite. I'm going to bring it in another level, but I'm going to transition it without using the dark oak, I think, and really, I don't know, nod towards the granite. Seahorse, you know, you redeem the card. I believe the phrase you're looking for is you asked for it. So we are graniting all over the place. Yep, I'm with you. I was ahead of you, Dead. I'm going to bring these in like this. I may or may not actually come in this fast, but I may. Granite steps and brick steps. Maybe. That might work. That might work. We could variegate the steps, couldn't we? What I'll do is I'll get all the granite in first. And once we've got the granite in, we can start to think about what else we might want to put in there as well. But first off, no, don't do that. There we go. Let's get the base block in. Ryman, thank you very much for making that. That's really, really good of you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that community tier sub. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Right, so let's come back to granite and we can come up another couple of levels here. Because we've kind of turned into a diamond as a result of pinching in. And that's okay. But we have to be aware now that we've turned into a diamond. I think we need to come up one more, don't we? Nope, not there. Mtrid80, thank you so much for that subscription. I'm hugely grateful. That's 2 subs in just a minute. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful for that. Thank you. Right, so I'm just going to bring these in. And then we can place steps here. Elle, thank you for the bits. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Then we're going to bring in... Thank you, you're naughty. Right, let's try and... I need a slab. I need a these are words I'd never thought I'd hear myself say. I need a granite slab. There we go. Right, so let's continue to bring this in. Like that. We're going to change this up with some variegation pretty soon, I think. That needs to go there, that needs to go there. Trouble is when you get to spiring from a circle, they tend to go very square very quickly. Very quickly. Yeah, loot card, Grey Wolf. What loot cards are is that they're opportunities for you to basically make me do stuff. Now, they're, I don't know, maybe not quite so useful in a creative build like this, but when I'm doing survival, it means that you can tell me to dig straight down, you can tell me to build with granite, cheers Seahorse, and anything like that really. And it's really good fun, and it helps you basically control the stream. And this one is as a result of Ferocious Seahorse. I'm just going to get some granite, redeeming a build with granite card. Up we go, and I think 1 and 2. Right, so just in terms of shape, actually the shape there, that's very Empire State Building-y, isn't it? That's quite nice. I like that. Top block should be a polished granite wall. Okay. There's no such thing as a polished granite wall. But what there is polished granite items. And I think that we should be using some polished granite. And I'm also going to get some brick, because that brick was a nice idea. I like it. Let's get some brick block in as well. And also, I was going to use prismarine, but actually, I don't think it's working, is it? Let's get that there. And that there, like that. Right, so now we can start to variegate some stuff in. I think we'll polish it towards the top. Oh, it makes me shudder. Just putting the block in makes me shudder. Properly shudder. But never let it be said, I don't do what I say I was going to do. There we go. And one. It just looks so strange. Right, so I'm just gonna, let's bring in some polished granite steps. Some differentiation. Oh, it does make me wanna weep. This could be the second Walkabout world build that makes me weep. That's all I'm saying. Right, so let's get some slabbage in too. Slabs were here, weren't they? Yeah. I think they need to make a blackstone brick block. Would make a great block for evil structures. Blackstone brick, you mean like this? Polished blackstone bricks? It's absolutely there. Or do you mean black stone brick without the polish? You didn't ask for the polished, it's not your fault. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Seahorse, it is your fault. But we love you for it because actually it works, doesn't it? It works. We're there. We're there with you. I'm going to get some brickwork going as well. Plonk that like that, and then get some bricks in too. This is going to be a very heavy roof, that's all I can say. Very heavy roof indeed. But that's alright, we'll go for heavy. I'm going to take a step back in just a minute, peeps, and we can assess what we've done so far. And then it comes down to, we need to really properly start some decorating, because the decorating is going to make the difference for this one, I think. Pop these around here, around there. It does look very hard at the moment, I concur. It does look very hard at the moment. I'm not entirely certain about it, but you know what, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Let's see if we can actually get something going there as well. Once I zoom out, it might be alright. Let's get some stripped acacia wood in there too, because I think that could soften it a touch potentially with that kind of slightly more orange feel. Get rid of that one. There we go. Terracotta in there. Do you think we can get some terracotta in there? Did I not pick terracotta? Yeah, I've got to pick terracotta up. It's all good. Don't panic. I'm planning on the terracotta. I just don't want to overdo it, but similarly, taking out a decent amount of the granite is kind of working for this section a little bit. At least no one pulled the die. Well, that would have been just sad. There's still time, I know, but yeah, direct card would have made me very sad. Right, so let's get some terracotta in here as well. See if we can't get stuff going here. What do we think? Reminds you of canned cat food, Grey Wolf. Canned cat food, that's hilarious. Oh, but what makes it even more hilarious, I kind of can see what you're saying. But you know what? We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it because that's what we said. This is your build. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to move away. Because at the distance, actually, not too bad. It's almost a little bit too squat at the bottom, isn't it? But just hydrating a little. What have we done, says Chicky D. Buttresses, says Dead Machine. We definitely need to do something there. I think I'm going to get my old favourite, my spruce fence, and we're going to start to put things together with some spruce fence. I think it's the way. Try and get a little bit more texture into the build. At the minute it's very up and downy, but that's all right. Okay, so that's that. We'll do exactly the same on here. Notice that we've got kind of intermediates there because they're on the half. Lift the whole thing and put a castle underneath it. That is not too shabby an idea, you know. No, I don't want that one in the middle. Hang on. That's not too shabby an idea, but for now we're going to have to leave it as a tower. this side. Right, we do need to work on the windows as well. I'm just going to bring in some... Let's just have some normal glass, I think, for the windows at the moment. Go away, bat. There we go. Your eyes ask for the blackstone and cobble layers to be swapped. Let's just take a little step back. To have the darker at the bottom, you mean? Yeah, darker at the bottom might work, mightn't it? Oh well, we made the call. Right, so what I do want to get, I want to get some blackstone fencage. Let's use polished blackstone brick, I think. And we'll just bring some blackstone fencage into this. Give it a little bit of width. And we'll see if we can't save this fella. I reckon we can. I genuinely, I think we can save this. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Got there, we've got there. This is actually causing me some pain. Wonder if we could lift that up further. I just want to test it. Oh, no, not with that. I just want to test something, people. Is that going to be horrible? Yes or no, people? What do we think? You might make me cry again. You might. Let's try that, Dead. Let's try it. Let's see what happens if we swap this out for basalt. Let's see if that does us proud. What about that? What do we think? I think, right, what I'm going to do, we're going to do a compare and contrast. And we're going to see what we reckon. If I do that up to there and then the basalt one on this side as well. Let's see which one we prefer. What do we reckon? We got any thoughts? Polished basalt. Now you tell me polished basalt, for goodness sake. Polished basalt. Right, okay, let's try polished basalt. It's definitely more columnar, isn't it? Polished basalt. They've taken the texture from the, or the end texture there, from the quartz column. Stripped dark oak is another. Crimson hyphae is another. Up another layer. You mean to there? It could come up underneath the wall then. What do we think about that? Up underneath the wall. That has some merit. That might work, you know. Right, peeps. We're going to do that. We're going to go right up to underneath the blackstone wall, and it kind of brings it all together a little bit, doesn't it? Like that. So let's replace all of these. This is where I wish I had jump cuts in live streams. But yeah, that's okay. That marries it. Up and up. What if the block of basalt underneath of the blackstone is placed sideways so the fancy pattern can be seen? We can give it a try. Needs glazed terracotta, the red and black one. Okay, maybe we'll give that a try too. Let me just get these all replaced first, then we can build on it. Okay, so if we have, we could actually do pop outs as a result, couldn't we? What if we do pop outs? What about this, people? What do we think? Little pop-outs of the basalt. I'll just take a step back and we'll see what we think in a minute. And then we can do more pop-out at the different levels. This might overdo the pop-out, so I'm just going to do it here. And see if that works. I think that's going all right. I'm interested in your thoughts. Possibly not the bottom one, though. Possibly not the bottom one. Right, so dark oak button required here, definitely. Or polished blackstone button, actually. What about a polished blackstone button on the end of that? And the top one. We're going to fix it, peeps. We're going to make it look like it was built by a professional rather than me. Okay, I reckon try a fence between the pop out. We can try a fence between the pop out. Let's just grab that and see what it does. I might come back to that. My jury is out. I need to get another button on there. Yes, I need to get all the pop-outs done as well, frankly, because I didn't do all the pop-outs, I don't think, did I? No, I didn't. There and there. There and there. There and there. This is going to be a long old replay mod file. This is going to break my poor hamster going away in that wheel. Right. I think we've got all of the buttons on there. That works. Could we switch out the duct? That's an interesting idea, Al. Blackstone slabs. Let's try that. Let's see whether that works as well. Because that could bring that blackstone out, couldn't it? Let's try that. What do you think to that, peeps? Thank you very much for the follow there, Gab. Am I meant to say that name? Hang on. I'm going to say this name. Gebakken Poffertje. Gebakken Poffertje. I don't know. But thank you for the follow. Thank you. Gilded lapis would be a nice block. That's a nice idea, Kaiberg. I like that very much. Let's come out there. This works. I like this. This is a good one. Keep the ideas coming. Right, what I think I might do, so that now makes the pop-outs look harsh, so I need to get some blackstone steps underneath the pop-outs at the top. Possibly. To wrap it. No. I don't like that. I don't think that works. That's okay. That's okay. All right, I'm happy to keep that like that, actually. I think that works. What we should be doing, though, to keep it consistent, is have this there, shouldn't we? You know what? No. I'm going to leave it where it is. That's absolutely fine. Don't mess with it. I think that's okay. Let's try that. Lower levels with blackstone slabbage and see whether... No, that's not a blackstone slab. Oh my goodness, I felt faint. I felt faint just for a moment. Quick, someone call the paramedics. There we go. I think we're getting there slowly but surely.
Give them a satisfaction they couldn't get any
Across
other way.
there like that. Right, so there's so many slabs. Goodness me. Right there. Is that all of them? That is all of them. Okay, I think Is there a door? No, we've not got the door yet. I'm questioning this now. I don't know if that works. I'm going to leave it for now and see if we can sort it out. Door. We've not got a door yet. What door do we want? People, I've got an entire gamut of doors here. Whilst I hydrate, you let me know. Thank you, Larman. Thank you so much for those 1,000 bits. That's amazing. I'm not doing a blooming piston door. Got to be an iron door, dark oak door. All sorts of choices. Let's get both of those out. Dark oak door. Right, so that's what a dark oak door looks like. I'll put some decoration around the doorway. That's what a dark oak door looks like. That works. Trouble is I now need a button to get in and out. That's just going to annoy me. That's what an iron door looks like. I think of those two, definitely the dark oak. Let's try crimson. Let's try crimson. Just to see what it looks like. I'm thinking no on that. It was a nice idea though. Let's dark oak is definitely dark oak for the win there, I think. So that works. Let me get myself some spruce trapdoors. I just want to bring something around. No, that don't work at all. That's appalling. That's appalling. Oh my goodness. Right, let's go for dark oak steppage. There. 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 And then we can go for... that can go on the top like that. For now... Right, people want to have a look at acacia. Let's have a look at acacia. And I think we're going to have to move on. I'm not convinced by this one. No, it needs to be dark oak. I think dark oak is right. I think dark oak was... oh no, that's spruce. Dark oak was the right call, people. I think the majority of people preferred dark oak. So, I mean, just going to put a lantern in here just because I can. Right. Coming out. I'm not... I don't like that trim around that door at all. Looks like... yeah, it looks like Mumbo Jumbo's moustache, doesn't it? That's not something we need. It's not something we need. We need to have fence posts. So let's get our spruce fence. And I think we need to fence post up. And we're going to pop that. Oh no, I don't mean to do that. That going like that. And that there. So we've got a single step that goes up. That works. Right, I'm going to leave that for now. You're supposed to be taking a water break. Well, thank you very much. Campfire with black carpet. Maybe. Should we have a look at campfire? Let's see what we could do with a campfire here. That might work, you know. That's a decent start. I reckon. Let's leave that there like that, and we'll see if we can't sort it out. See if we can't sort out the rest of it as we go. I am going to need to do something with these. Just want to see what the black button looks like there. Because I need something on those because they're causing me pain. I might need to pop these out, people. I might need to do a pop out because it's not working without the pop out. Thanks, Kimo. Really appreciate you coming in. Thanks so much indeed. Yeah, we've got to go for the pop out. A lodestone. You reckon? Thanks very much for the follow there, Iceman. What, you mean instead of here? Ooh. That might work. That's an interesting idea. Let me just pop these on and see what they do. That's quite nice. Does it require buttonage? That's the question. Let's just... It might not because it's already got the trim, but... No, it doesn't need it. Does not need the buttonage. I like the depth of the button though. I wonder if we were to... Where's my dark oak? Let's just try. I just want to try something out. No, definitely not. Right, okay. We're good on that. We're good on that. We need, I think we need to pop out the bottom as well. I think someone said it earlier on. Otherwise it just doesn't look quite right. There and there. Thank you for the follow there, Rogue Torso. Really appreciate you coming along. Thank you very much indeed. That needs to be a block. As does that. Right, so I think... Starting to come together. Starting just about to come together. So let's get ourselves some windowage going. I am going to try dark oak because it did work on the other places. Thanks for coming along, Varrock. Really appreciate it. Take it easy, yeah? If I put these under, do we need them? I'm going to try them and we're going to see. TSB, thank you very, very much for the follow. Really, really appreciate it. Now, what I'm going to do here, I think if I get that and that, we can have that there, that there, that there, that there. This works better when you've got 3 high as opposed to 2 high, really. And then... Oh, no worries, Tori. Thanks ever so much for coming. I really appreciate you coming along. Thank you. Right, let's try that and see if that works for us. I think it might, you know. That looks okay. That looks okay. Still very new. Still very new. Only just started streaming. So it's, I think this is like my 8th or 9th stream or something like that. Very, very new. YouTube is still my home. Dark oak gate above the window. We can give that a go. Dark oak gate, what you mean? You mean, how do you mean? I'm not sure how you mean there, my mate. What we could do though, dark oak gate. That could work. Or not. That doesn't quite work. Okay, I've gone around all of those. Right, okay. So now here, we have got a 3 high window. That doesn't work. So we can bring in ourselves a little bit of 3 high edge. Like that. Gate above the glass pane. Knock out the block above it. Okay, well let's see what that looks like. You mean there? Go away, bats. Stupid bat. Like that, you mean? Closed or open? Leaves a gap though, doesn't it? Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that there for now. I might have to change my mind though, because I'm not sure. Not sure of that one. One, two, three. And that. 2 trapdoors on top of each other above the middle window for some height variation. Yeah, that might be a better shout. Trouble is, you can't though, look. You can't. Because the second trapdoor's underneath. What we could do, maybe we could get a slab. Let's see what the slab looks like for the height variation, because I agree, it could do with it. That looks alright. That looks alright, actually. I think I prefer that. I think I prefer that. Let's do that. Sorry, my mate. I think that's got to come out. And then we can put that there like that. I think that works better. I do think that works better. I haven't done a lot of counting with that either. I really haven't, actually. I'm going to leave those windows literally as slits like that. I'm not going to do anything to them. These ones, however, we are going to do. And I think these ones we're going to shutter. Like that. I think that will work. Because that spruce just looks quite nice. Like that. Needs dark oak. Do you think we would need chocolate block? Let's try it. We'll go for chocolate block. I think I agree, you know. I think that looks quite nice. We'll go for chocolate block and we'll keep the spruce as the canopy. Put that in like that. Bang that across. I think that is better. I do owe you some crimson shutters, love. I did say that I would. At least have a look at them. Well reminded, sir. Right, let's try crimson shutters on the black stone. Oh, you know what? You know what? That might, you know. What do we think, people? What do we think? I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I've got yeses and nos in the chat. I'm genuinely on the fence. I'm not sure. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Almost hot pink. It is almost hot pink. I tell you what. I think let's wait until they bring out a blackwood. And we'll do blackwood shutters. I think that might be a better shout. That's okay. That's okay. Right, so now we've got to get some serious decorating going. Because people, we are massively taking our time on this fella, aren't we? So let's get some stuff going. Spruce buttonage on here. We need to get some details. What's everybody's favourite detail block? Let's find out. Blackwood would really, really be great. Bushes and vines. Bushes. I'd be remiss to not bring in the bushes at some point, wouldn't I? Let's pop in some buttons. Buttons are very forgiving. So I do like to put the odd button in every now and again. I really like that lodestone. That works. That works beautifully. I'm going to bring in some polished blackstone on this one. There. We've got to do some. I mean, these bare walls. We need to do something, and I think they got bush written all over them, haven't they? Really. take the edge of the dark oak way out on the top layer. Do you mean that? Do you mean lose that? What, so the wood turns into the stone, so it becomes part of the stone. Definitely replace some copper. I think that we needed those dark oak things actually. And I see someone saying extend it like a hat brim. I think you might be right. Extension might work, mightn't it? Let's bring it out. Let's put back in one first. That. Right. Yeah. I think I misunderstood what you meant there, didn't I? So let's get that out like that. So let's make it wider. Definitely a lot wider. It's a bit Wizard's Hat-like, isn't it? Just a little bit Wizard's Hat-like. What happens if we bring this brim out a little bit further? No. I think that's probably enough. Does smoke come out the top? No. How could we do that? No, I can't really make smoke come out the top very effectively. Can't really do that. What I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Where's my campfires? So what we are going to do, we are going to replace these puppies with campfires. We're going to get some bushage going fairly shortly as well, people, because, you know, you can fix everything with a good bush. Blend the wood up into the granite top. That's not a bad shout. Just pop these fellas off. So blend the wood back up into that. That might work. Let's try that. Just a little. Let's bring this in. That might... That's an Avo quote. Fix everything with a good bush. It's true though. Trust me on that. Let's bring that here. Ah, bush it. Bush it real good. Yep. Oh my goodness. That isn't what you meant. Well, what blooming heck did you mean then? What did you mean? You know what? I'm glad that wasn't what you meant, because then you won't be so insulted when I say it doesn't look very nice. Because I'm not keen. I have to confess, that doesn't quite work for me. I'm going to lose it. No. That was like that. That was like that. That was like that. So let's pop that there. And then the granite. There. Right, there we go. Dark oak stairs stepping up into the granite. Right. So right, okay. Let me. Right. So dark oak planks turning into that. You mean? Kind of. But not everyone. Oh look, I've still not done some of those. Look. those. Hang on. Don't panic. It needs, I can't have any stone underneath the wood. Definitely needs the wood to be continuous. I'll take those out. That works better. I mean, that works better. I agree. That's a cracker. We're on to a winner there. Let's bring ourselves in some... no, that doesn't work. I'm going to bring in some spruce fence just here. Just again to give a little bit of depth. And if it doesn't work, we can put some dark oak in there. But I think that gives a little bit of differentiation there as well, which I quite like. It's starting to come together. Right, so we need some chains. Crimson. You're obsessed with crimson, Lyle. For goodness sake, man. What are you like? Right. So we need to have chains literally spanning between pop outs on this level, in my humble opinion. So let's get these going. Maybe some more bits spent on a card for crimson. He's the Crimson Pimpernel. We're nearly there with the chainage, at least on that bit of chain. And then that chain needs to continue one block underneath here. So it's like the chain comes from all the way from up from the top. Like that. We'll get some lanternage on the end of these chains. Yes, Dad, exactly. That's what I was where I was going. Lanternage on the end of the chains. So that what we need to test though is which lantern. So I'm going to do another one of those side by sides, and you guys tell me which one is the one. If I come out here, which one? Standard lantern, soul lantern. What do we think? Not entirely sure. I think the standard's looking better than the soul, but they both work. They both work. I'm not sure. I think I'm going for the standards. That was such a close call. Such a close call. I literally didn't know which way I was going. Can you see his brother's come back? His brother's back. Oi, right, hang on. Hang on. I'm sorry, you've got some front. Do you not see what I did with the rest of your family? Get out. Go on, get out. Be gone with you. I'm just flailing now. There we go. That's what we're talking about. How very dare they. Right, yes, that's right. We were doing lanterns, weren't we? Bring these lanterns around. I can't believe the Wandering Con Man came around and started doing that. Right, I think we're also going to want to chain up at the top too. Blue by the Blackstone. Could do actually, couldn't we? Let's see if the blue by the Blackstone works. Let's get some solage going. Let's see if this works. If I pop the blue on top of the fence posts around the Blackstone, it might work because the blue sets off the black quite nicely. I like that, people. And if you don't, I don't care. Because I like that. I like that. Kathleen, you want a wonky chimney? A A wonky chimney? Well, maybe we'll come back and do a wonky chimney. What I need to do at the moment, though, is I need to get some lightage in here. So I'm going to chain up all around these faces. Here and here. And I'm going to put standard lanterns here. Definitely standard on this front. Soul wouldn't work at all. And there. Right, so it's beginning to get there. It's beginning to get there. I'm going to start some boosh. I think it's time to boosh. We need to get some booshage going on because there's also something I wanted to do down at the bottom there as well. A pop out. Where do you want the pop out? In the where we're going to do? Where we're going to do pop out? I saw pop out and got excited because you know I love a pop out. I love a pop out almost as much as I love a boosh. Let's get some booshage going. Get some hype in the chat for the boosh. There we go. Right, so we need a little bit of bushage here and here. Just going to run some bush down. That'll do. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm going to sling some mossy cobble in. I didn't forget you. I just need to get bushage going. No, I got accused of overbushing. Can you believe it? Is there such a thing as overbushing? I don't think there's such a thing as overbushing. Sea cobble, dead coral. I like that a really lot. I might have to nick that. I might have to nick that. I'm sorry. But you know, anything I say in stream, or anything you say in stream is by definition my property, so, you know, thank you. Just saying. There's no such thing. It's anti-bushy propaganda. Sea cobble. I love sea cobble. That's awesome. Hey Wally, good to see you, my mate. How you doing? I haven't seen you for a little bit. All good? We're just kind of finishing off the tower. I take no responsibility for the way it looks. Everybody else made the tower. I just placed the blocks. So don't judge me. That's all I can say. Right, so I'm just I'll stop with the bushing there for a moment. Actually, no, I won't stop with the bushing there for a moment because I want to push up higher. Let that tumble down. I think that works a little better. Right, now what I was going to do here was I was going to do a little bit of a water feature. Yeah, I'm going to get some vines in. I've not forgotten the mossy cobble either. This is just to remind me because otherwise I'll forget. So I'm just going to do that. We're going to bring all that around. But I've not forgotten. Let me just replace all that up a little bit. Okay, right. So that's my reminder. Right, so mossy cobble was my next thing that I wanted to do. Streaming with waterface. Sea pickles in a moat. I don't know if I'm doing a whole moat, but we definitely get some sea picklage going inside the thing there. Let's get some mossy cobble in here. I think that's a good idea. I like that. So we've already got a little bit of mossy cobblage, and I think more will make a big difference to us, especially in little areas like this where we've got quite a lot of cobble. I'm devoid of bush. What on earth happened there? That won't do at all, for goodness sake. I've got a reputation. Oh, right, okay, that's that. So let's get a bit more mossy cobs. Mossy on the north side, remember. Yeah, absolutely. Which way is north? Just out of interest. So that's south, east. That's facing north. So this is the north side around here. So I'm just going to pop some more mossy just for those amongst you that want to get anatomically correct. I'll put some more mossy cobble on this side as well, just to keep you all happy. There you go. You asked for mossy cobble, you get mossy cobble on the north. Don't say I don't treat you. We'll have that one there as well. Right, and then what was is vines I need as well. So let's get some vines. And I think for vinage, I don't want to overdo the vinage, but neither do I want to underdo it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get vinage on the basalt so it runs over. And that's going to come down all the way there, isn't it? But that will work. I think that will work. And then we can also get some proper hanging vines on it as well. I know the vines will grow, but I'd need to get the finished effect quickly. That could work. Bit of waterlogged stairage near the bushy. That's a nice idea. We could waterlog some stairs. Lodestone beneath the vines really works well, doesn't it? I agree. And we'll put some other hanging vines off of other areas as well, just so as it's looks like it's hanging free. This is going to work. Yeah, we're good with that. I think if we put, you know what I am going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put bush there, just so as I can hang some vine off of it. Just going to put vine on the bottom of the bush. Oh, it doesn't let you, does it? Right, so that will hang down, so that bush won't look quite so weird, because we don't like weirdness in bushes. And then I think what I'll do, I'm just going to put one there, I'm just going to randomly put some around the place, but not too much. He says, putting loads on.
Talk to me.
Pleurococcus. Some desert bush. We could put in some dead bush, couldn't we? We could. It's a possibility. I might put a little bit of here as well, you know, just a little bit. Not so as it's kind of overwhelms the build, but just enough to give a bit of a colour differentiation. That could work. That could work. I don't want to put any in the middle sections. Right, I'm just going to do this. Going to do this area here. So what I want to do is I want to build up basically what will be a stream. Oh, I can't get it right for the life of me, can I? So that is, that needs to come up higher. 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 As does that. As does that. And then we need to get some stairage there with cobble underneath that and that. Right, so what I'm going to do is cobble that and that. I'm just going to bring in some, see that's going to run havoc there, isn't it? If I get a bucket of water now, I've not looked at chat for a couple of minutes. See you later, Dead. Take it easy, my friend. Thanks ever so much. Really appreciate your help tonight. Really, really appreciate it. If I waterlog that block, yep, that's going to come around that side. So I need to get rid of that. Then I need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of that. And that will fill that up. Okay, so I've got the effect I'm looking for. This is the effect you're looking for. And I'm going to come around here like this. And then I'm going to fill this up with water. There, and there. And I'm rubbish at filling stuff up with water. So I'm just going to spam it. And that will do that. I then need to differentiate all of this stone. And I need to put some extra stuff in like that. That can come out. That can come out. Dead coral. What about campfires buried so it looks like steam coming up through the water? We could give that a go, couldn't we? We could definitely give that a go. Just get some dead coral in, because that always works quite nicely. I just want to differentiate some of this stone, you see. Get some andesite in. Andesite there. Right, so let's get myself a sign. And a campfire. We'll give it a go. We'll see what it looks like. It could be alright. Could be a nice idea, could that? Right, so let's, at the bottom, that needs to come up too. That needs to stop there. And that campfire needs to go there. And then I can just put that like that. That's cool. Dig down 2. Dig down 3 even. Pop that there like that. Get a campfire. Put a campfire at the bottom. No, not one of those. A campfire at the bottom. And then a dirt there. And then if I put in some gravel, variegate out the bottom a little bit. We need some pucors. You're watching that Iron Farm tutorial and that accent? What do you mean in that accent? This is my normal accent. Right, let's just bury up a block here. The barrel under would make the smoke go. It would, but I don't know if the smoke would need to go higher, to be honest. I don't know if it would. Jake Plays, thank you very, very much for the follow there, my friend. I'm very grateful. I'm going to get some sugar cane. I'm just going to put in a couple of bits of sugar cane in here, just to see what that does. And there. I think that works quite nicely. Let's get some bone meal. Bone meal this fella up and around all over, and then we'll put some flowers and stuff like that in it as well. I do love a good amount of bone meal, and then we can see what we've not quite got right yet. It's all the way around. What kept you, Jake Plays? Goodness sake. Thank you for coming, my friend. Let's just bone meal these bits. I've not got an accent. I speak the Queen's English. Most of the time. Oh my goodness. Who can hear the music overlay at the moment in chat? Can you hear it? Right, that is Glued. It's a song called Breathe. And if you remember, back when I was proper rubbish and I used to do shout outs on a Sunday, this was the theme tune for my Sunday shout out. I've not heard this for about 3 or 4 years. That's amazing. Oh, that's quite cool. I quite like it. Let me get some. Let's put some roses in. I'm just banging just a few plantages in. I don't want to overdo it, he says, laughing at himself. Okay. Right, so now what I want to do is I want to just get some... just a few posts. Not too many. We just put a couple of lanterns on top of the posts. That'll do. And then come round with some lantern. Right, people, get ready to tell me what's missing. Bear in mind that we don't want to overdo it, otherwise it will look like we've just lobbed stuff on for the sake of it. So if we come back, what do we think? Night Jack, thanks ever so much for coming. Thank you. Wonky Chimbly. Sunflowers or cornflowers? We get some sunflowers in there. Sunflowers. Let's get some cornflowers as well. I like the idea of that. All the way around with some sun. We've got some cornflowers off the back of the bone meal, so we don't need to put too many of those in, which is quite good. But I like the yellow. The yellow works actually really nicely. Let's bring some of these in. Just a few extra little cornflowers, just to accent that blue. Right, lilacs or peonies. Okay, let's have a look for some lilacs and peonies. Let's try lilac. I think I prefer lilacs to peony because the shape's just a bit nicer. And it's got a slightly nicer colour, I think. We're getting there. Nod, nod. Bench. Do you want me to put a bench in? A bench. Chromanticity. Thank you very much for the follow there. Really appreciate it. Alright, let's put a bench in. Seeing as you asked so nicely. Have I got my dark oak? Oh, still, I've not got many more. I'll put a very simple bench in because you asked so nicely. Right, so 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what, I'll give you double your money. How about that? That there. That there. That there. That there. That in like that. Let's put some carpet. I'm going to put in some, let's use white. White carpet. And then we need some bone meal around that as well. Just to make it inclusive. I think we need a tree. Has anybody said tree? Crimson. Crimson. Let's just get a couple of little trees here. Just going to do some natural trees, I think. There we go. Right, so now I just need to include the trees in the bone meal in, otherwise it will look like they're disjointed. And a few fences, just to kind of enclose this space off a little bit. What do we reckon? Thanks for the host, Slice. Really appreciate it. What do we reckon, peeps? You know what? I think that looks all right. I think we've done a winner there. Is anything really obviously missing? How on earth we save this? Bushes around the fence. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. And then I can connect it. I need to bring that out because we need to connect up the path. Thank you for the follow, Aces. Really grateful. Right, and then if I get myself... I'll tell you what, let's just do it with path blocks. That's just easier that way, isn't it? That's that. Let's bring in some gravel. And some coarse dirt. What do we think? I think that's alright. Let's just put a little bit more fence just there. Put a torch on top of the middle. You got Moo Pooey! Hey, how you doing? That's a tiny coffee table. No? Should you do some scaffolding? Let's put the fella a little tiny coffee table in there as well. There we go. We've got... I think that came out quite nice. Well, it's good to see you, Moo. Thank you so much for coming in. Really, really appreciate it. Don't you even talk about diorite tips, Lyle. That is okay, people. In the end, we got there. I think we got there. Right. So let's just come and have a little bit of a... Yeah, I put some pookles in. I know you love the pookles. Oh, I'll tell you what I've not got. Thank you for the bits, Kai. Thank you, Kai Berg. That's really good of you. I'm not going to put any reeds in this one. I don't think. I'm just going to leave it like that. But I think that works really, really nicely. We did a good job, and even with that that granite, I think it worked. It worked. It worked. Do you want me to put some fish in? They might not stay. They'll just despawn. But let's put some tropical fish in because people love a good fish, don't they? There you go. More fish than you can shake a fishy stick at. They're going to just climb up and flap about. You know that, right? Thank you, Obum. You too, mate. Thank you very much. Look, these fish. Look, they're just flying up. They're trying. What are they? Salmon? They think they're salmon, these fish. Tropical salmon. But all in all, I reckon, people, we did all right. Thank you for the follow, Obi Mum or Ob Mum. Obi Mum 32. Thank you very much. I'm happy with that, people. I think that sometimes you shouldn't do too much. You should just quit while you're ahead, or at least while you're pretending to be ahead. Right. So that was a bit of a new concept. So hopefully the replay mod worked too. And all that it leaves to say is, what is it we're going to do from a raiding perspective? Who do we want to raid? Who have we got? So let's just have a look and see who we've got that's very, very raidable. I'm just going to have a quick look myself, see if there's anybody that excites me. Not doing scouts because we did him before. Not doing scouts because we did him before. Does anybody know any of these people? I'm not raiding Jacksepticeye. That would be a bit scary. And he's just chatting. And it's not really the kind of a streamer that we want to talk about there. Anybody got any ideas? Anybody got any ideas? Is Plushy streaming at the moment? I don't know when the emotes are going to be ready, Sergeant's Honour, to be honest, because frankly they've been like a week and a half. A week and a half. Does anybody know any other ideas for a raid? Thank you for the follow there, Octogen. Really, really appreciate it. Right, we're going to do Plushie. Plushie was the person that was suggested. I don't know who they are. Is that bad? Not a clue. So, but we're just going to do a raid with Plushie. Let's click it. If as many people can come along, I have no control whatsoever on whether or not this is family friendly. So, let's start that raid. Everybody stay in, please. Let's raid. Let's properly raid Plushie. I don't know who she is. So this should be fun. Looking forward to doing this. Let's get in 47. Thank you very much, people. It's been a pleasure to play with you. Let's do it.
Got you a raid? Wait, no you didn't.